and break that double-digit mark in the RBI column. This year, definitely night and day.
Hats off to Frank Jagoda for pulling together a team that is really consistent from the top to the bottom of the lineup.
There's a line drive too short, gloved on the short one hop by Fogg, throwing to first. And the side's retired, 1 run on 2 hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Tarp Skunks with a 1-0 lead.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Hey fans, a reminder this broadcast is brought to you by Wegmans, proud sponsor of CCS-TV's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. At Wegmans, every day you get our best, from farm-fresh ingredients to helpful people who care. Stop in today and see how Wegmans is helping people live healthier, better lives, one meal at a time.
Nick Iannello on the mound for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks comes into this ballgame with a perfect 5-0 record. This will be his 10th appearance, his 4th start. Comes in with a 2.63 ERA, 24 innings pitched. It's allowed 15 hits, 10 runs, 7 of those earned, walked 13, and struck out 16. And probably the most important stat for him, batters are only hitting a $172 off of him. He'll face the designated hitter Zach Banks, the first baseman Michael Sardu, right fielder Braden Freeman, third baseman Aiken Santana, the center fielder Dylan Briggs, Casey Burcroft, the second baseman, Chase Fogg at short, Brock Raderman as the extra hitter, Jack Turner in left field, and Trent Littman behind the dish as Zach Banks stands in.
Banks 0 for 3 in game number 1.
First pitch, right on cue for Nick Iannello. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1, and that's been Iannello's calling card every time out. Quick delivery, first pitch strikes. That one also finding the zone quickly, 0-2.
Iannello, another one of the 8 All-Stars for the Skunks.
Absolutely, and deservedly so. Maybe one of, if not the best pitcher in the PGCBL Western Division. 1-2 to Banks. We are in game 2 of a doubleheader between the Tarp Skunks and the Geneva Red Wings. Is that one just missing on the outside, 2-2?
Not by much.
No. Iannello was walking off, ready for Lindquist to throw the pill around the horn. Nothing doing. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Iannello gets his first victim of the ball game, 1 down. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Michael Sardu.
Nice way to start the game here. Looking at Sardu, he was 1 for 2. He struck out and also got a double, scored a run, the only run last game. It was also hit by a pitch.
So now he stands in facing the Tarp Skunks All-Star. And the first pitch. There's a ground ball to third, gloved by Herman. Throw on to first, pulling Nolan Smith off the bag. And Sardu's aboard. That one is more than likely going to be an error.
Yeah, they did score that in error. And Herman rushed it just a little much. I think we had a little bit of a mishandle fielding it, and he thought that would slow him down, but he really would have taken his time. He probably could have gotten it there and still gotten the out.
Not as much speed
No.
on that one as he thought. Started to a little slower down the line, so didn't have to rush it. Very good analysis on that one.
Well, thank you.
As Braden Freeman stands in. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch taken for a ball. 1-0.
Freeman, first appearance today. He did not play in game number 1.
And a marked difference between Game 1 and Game 2, where in Game 1, Geneva only fielded 9, only batted 9. In Game 2, they are batting 10 with the extra hitter. Ground ball to first, past Nolan Smith into right field. That is a base hit, and so after a strikeout, 2 consecutive runners get on, and with 1 out, that is going to bring up Aiken Santana.
Santana 1 for 3 last game. He did get a base hit in his 6th inning, but also struck out looking in the 3rd and grounded out in the 1st inning.
.330 hitter on the season, and there's already activity in the Geneva bullpen. Not sure if it's just a post-game bullpen or just getting some work in or actual activity.
Looks like number 18, Cole Littman, who's pitching out there. Isn't he also on the, or is that another Littman who's batting 10th?
Trent Littman batting 10th.
All right. Well, this is Cole Littman who's warming up.
Brother pitcher and catcher combo. Gotta like that. 1-1 the count to Santana. Looking at Van Duzen over in the Red Wings dugout, he was holding on to his right arm like he was experiencing a little discomfort. Don't want to speculate too much, but with the early bullpen action and him sitting down by his coach, it looks like he's just got a stress ball or one of those squeeze balls in his hand to try to work something out. That's not something that Geneva wants to see one of their pitchers go down early. Is that one taken low for a ball, 2-2.
Iannella trying to get back into his rhythm here after that leadoff hitter was struck out. 2 batters now on board. Of course, 1 through an error. That's going to be ruled a ball. The swing did not go all the way around, so now we have a full count here against Santana.
Iannella started off the game looking sharp, and what could be a situation with 1 on, 2 out is 2 on, 1 out, 3-2 now. And the pitch is a ground ball foul down the third baseline, and we'll do the full count over again. So in Newark, the game back underway. Looks like the home plate umpire is going to finish the game from behind the plate as there's a ground ball too short. Gloved by Marshall to McGuire for 1, throw to first. In time! Double play, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. We go to the top of the 2nd inning, 1-0 Jamestown.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Hey fans, Tarp Skunks Baseball on CCS-TV is brought to you by Schultz Auto Group, a proud sponsor of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Visit any of our locations in Jamestown or Warren or online at schultzauto.com.
Yeah, well, we were speculating about it. Connor Van Duzer experiencing some discomfort with his right wrist.
He's going over to the trainer on the Tarp Skunks dugout side to have it looked at.
And so it looks like we will get Cole Littman coming in to the game to replace Connor Van Duzer. And for Geneva, that's a huge loss. You don't want to lose your starting pitcher one inning in to wrist discomfort. And then you also have to consider Geneva, who is a little bit light in the roster, can't afford to lose a player who may be done for their season.
No, you hate to see that happen, too, with teams that have sort of a limited roster to begin with, to see somebody get injured like that. And not sure if it's a major injury or not. Maybe he's just erring on the side of caution, but obviously a new pitcher coming in here to start the second inning. Remember, fans, the Skunks are on the road today, even though they're playing at home. They're the visiting team, and this is a makeup game that was postponed due to inclement weather, I believe, earlier on this season. So we have Cole Littman now, who's going to be doing some warm-up pitches. He is a senior at Allegheny College. He comes from Youngstown, Ohio. He stands 6'4", weighs 215 pounds, and throws right-handed, obviously, as you watch him doing his warm-ups here.
So thankfully, because in normal situations, if there's an injury during the game, the pitcher has an unlimited amount of throws to get warm. But because they kind of anticipated the injury, I think Van Duzer let him know when he was coming in, I felt a twinge, something's not feel right. Geneva smartly got Littman up early, so he should only need his 8 requisite warm-up tosses before we get underway here.
Yeah, for Van Duzer, they're putting ice on, it looks like, both the top half of his forearm and underneath his forearm. So he might have a ligament issue going on somewhere in there. As you noted, he was holding his wrist, but he's actually got the ice pack right up in the upper part of his forearm. And now they're giving him a second one as well. So he might have stressed something there.
Yeah, never a good look. And we hope that Kenan Van Duzer, that has got to be one of the better names, not just for a hitter, but pitcher, anyone. It's got to be a great. Where would a Kenan Van Duzer fit in?
Kenan Van Duzer, I almost think he would. I mean, for what place would he play at?
Yeah. What major league team would someone with the name Kenan Van Duzer fit in?
I don't know. Baltimore, only because of the.
Good call.
What was it? The fort where the War of 1812, Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner.
I don't know.
Fort McHenry. Thank you very much.
There
I've been there before. I shouldn't remember it.
I have not yet, so I guess I get to.
But I could see him, playing with the Kenan Van Duzer.
Okay.
Kenan with a K, though.
Okay. But, I like that. I was leaning more toward the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh yeah.
Just seems like a blue-collar type player that would fit in with the Phillies fan base. As it's going to be Brady Marshall, Eric Weeks, and Blake Herman due up here for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, 6-7-8. Tarp Skunks with a 1-0 lead here.
Marshall had a productive game last game. He was 2 for 2, also walked, scored a run, and drove. No, he never drove in a run, but he got a triple, which isn't too shabby. Maybe that was a run that he drove in on that triple. Possibly so. All the same, he had a great game last game. We'll see if he continues here in number 2.
The official line on Van Duzer, 1-inning pitch, 2 hits, 1 run earned on 13 pitches is the first pitch to Marshall, taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. I think Marshall had that triple, and yes, he did. He did have an RBI in that, scoring Brady McGuire. So an RBI triple for him back in the 5th inning of game number 1. And now he's up for the first time in game 2 with a 1-1 count. And the new pitcher, Cole Littman. And if there's anybody that should be familiar with Cole, it's going to be his brother behind the dish, Trent. I assume brother, but we'll go brother, cousin, family relation.
Trent is not on the roster that I have, so he may be a new arrival.
As that one down low 3-1. Cole Littman has a very unusual delivery style. Almost like he's trying to sling and push the ball at the same time. So that one's fouled off to the right. Toward our cameraman and in the bleachers.
Is that Sebi out there,
Gibbs? That is Sebi Gibbs getting his first. He didn't get a baseball in the booth. He had to go all the way out to the camera to get his first baseball.
He does everything.
Yep.
Booth work, sideline reporter, now on the camera.
You better keep that ball, too, as Marshall draws a leadoff walk here in the second. And quickly, the Littmans going out to talk to each other.
Number 6, Eric Weeks, the left fielder, now stepping up to the plate.
All Eric Weeks did in Game 1 was hit a 2-run homer. Struck out, flew out to center. I'd say all he did, tongue-in-cheekly. That home run was not a cheapie. First pitch to him is outside for a ball, 1-0. That one went, if you're familiar with Detrick Park and the way the banners are set up, right between the I and the V on the Live CHQ, the white part of the banner, and right under the logistics sign, that little gap. It's almost like a Carnival Midway type of game. Hit the ball in this gap.
He dropped it in there all right.
Yeah, he did. He gets to take home the big stuffed skunk. The extra big one. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he was aiming for that fence again.
Yeah, that was a hard swing there. And a little off balance from Littman there. Littman has a little bit of a delayed delivery, like I said, and it can throw off the timing of a batter, as we just saw there.
It's definitely weird. It's throwing me off.
It looks like he releases a split second later than you expect him to.
Here comes the 2-1. Runner goes. Pitch is popped up into shallow right field, coming in. And letting the ball drop is Freeman. McGuire, who was all the way to second base, ran halfway back to first. Freeman let the ball drop, and McGuire is wiped out at second base. Just your normal, average, everyday 9-6 putout at second base. And that will be a base hit for Weeks. That was
interesting. Freeman, I'm not sure if he thought he could turn a double there or what. I mean, obviously,
it looked.
I would have caught it and then threw it back to first, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, it looked. Well, I mean, the way that McGuire was already coming back, it looked like Freeman saw that and intentionally let the ball drop in order to be able to get McGuire at second because he was so far back to the bag at first.
But had he have caught it, McGuire would have to go back to first anyway. So either way, you get the out, you're going to have a runner left on first and nobody on second. But 6 one way, half a dozen the other, all the same. It's one out here with a runner on first, and the count is now 1-1 against Blake Herman.
It makes things a little bit more interesting. They say every time you go to a ballpark, you're going to see something you've never seen before, and that's definitely occurred here. 1-1 the count. One away. Top of the second inning. Jamestown playing the home team here, as that one is a breaking ball that finds the zone, 1-2. Which is interesting because we might actually get a bottom of the seventh inning here. Time called at the plate. I gotta say, our home plate umpire for game number 2 is a lot more traditional with the way he calls. He's definitely, the way he calls strikes is definitely textbook umpire school. And it seemed to have stuck with him as a throw on to first gets way behind Sardo and not far enough away, though, for Herman or for Weeks to advance further than second. So now the error on Littman. Putting Weeks at second with 1 out, 1-2 the count. Herman standing in. There's a fly ball into center field, medium depth. Briggs underneath it, makes the catch. Weeks takes a couple of steps but does not tag. He will hold at second, and there are 2 away for Nico Frizzell.
Nico Frizzell's first appearance today. He did not play in game number 1.
Hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities this season, and that's because he's part of an outfield with a lot of depth, only hitting .094 on the season.
How many at-bats?
I'm pulling that up right now. 32 at-bats. He is 3 for 32. He does have a home run. The non-traditional way, but a home run nonetheless, is the first pitch taken low for a ball. 1-0. It was a game back in Niagara Falls early in the season where it had been raining early on. The field was a bit slick. He hit a opposite field base hit to right that the right fielder slid for to try to make a diving catch, and ball rolled all the way to the fence, and Nico Frizzell did not look back. Circled the bases for an inside-the-park home run.
Nice. I had that happen to me once in slow pitch softball. Always a good feeling.
You hit the inside the parker, or you were out in the field?
No,
okay. I was going to say,
went past the right fielder, and I never looked back.
There's a long foul off to the right.
Base paths are shorter in slow pitch softball.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you were playing in right field and you were proud of the fact that you were the fielder that the ball went behind, I would have to question you a little bit.
Well, that's happened a few times too. I did play right field in city slow pitch, trying to get the count straightened out here. And the umpire is indicating it is 2-1, so we're all set there, and Frizzell is ready to step back in the box and ready for the delivery.
Weeks off second, 2 down here, 2-1, top of the second inning. Frizzell with an opportunity to drive home a run, swings and misses. 2-2. Branston Lindquist is on deck, would hit next. If Frizzell can get on to extend the inning here. Big gap out in right center field. Center fielder Briggs is playing 3 steps toward the bag at third. And that's a hole that you could probably fit. Oh, I don't know. You could probably put a Popeye's chicken out there, complete with drive-through. 3-2 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Frizzell goes down on strikes. And the sides retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Jamestown.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. rise to every challenge, and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Welcome back to Detrick Park. San Filippo Solutions, your whole home energy contractors, BPI Gold certified, willing to help solve any energy efficiency problems your home has. Visit us at MakeMeComfyToday.com. That's MakeMeComfyToday.com, and we will help you find a San Filippo solution for your home needs.
All right, as Nick Iannello takes the mound for inning number 2, he will face Dylan Briggs, Casey Burcroft, and Chase Fogg. 5, 6, 7 here for the Geneva Red Wings. The Elmira Pioneers sweeping both ends of a doubleheader against the Niagara Ironbacks and just creeping up in the standings now with 19 wins on the season. First pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0. Looks like Briggs crouched down underneath what would have been a strike.
Briggs was 1 for 2 last game and also walked.
As he hits one up the middle, diving attempt by Brady McGuire at second, but that one gets through into center field for a leadoff single.
That'll bring Casey Burkhoff, the second baseman, up to the plate. And his first appearance of the day.
239 hitter. Stands in with a runner at first, and now time called. As they had to clear off the hitting implements of one Dylan Briggs at first base. As Burcroft stands in. Iannella checking the runner at first, and the first pitch coming is swung on and missed.
Nice change up there by Iannella. Burkhoff was well ahead of that pitch.
Briggs takes his lead. Iannello kicks and throws, square to bunt, and it's a beauty down the first base line. Iannello flips to first in time on the sacrifice bunt.
Not an easy out, having to throw it over the runner's head and get it to his first baseman in time, Smith. But a good job by Iannello to at least get the one out, even though Briggs is now at second.
That'll bring up Chase Fogg, the shortstop for Geneva. He's had a pretty good defensive play early in game 1.
0 for 3, however, on offense in game 1, including a double play.
Takes the first pitch he sees for a strike, 0-1. Tarp Skunks off tomorrow, and then they start a stretch of 9 in a row. There's a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. Throw into home is absolutely perfect by Eric Weeks. And holding at third is Briggs.
So runners at the corners now with Fogg at first, Briggs at third, and Brock Redeman, the extra hitter, now stepping up to the plate. Also his first appearance today. He did not play in game number 1.
Ratterman with a 119 batting average on the season. 1 on, 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And the first pitch from Iannello outside for a ball, 1-0. Iannello not as sharp as he has been in his last couple of games, but we've seen that where he'll have small gaps and figure things out as the runner goes late. No throw down to second by Lindquist, and that was smart defensive play. Just kind of eat it rather than force something and give up a free run.
Infield moves in now.
And the pitch, there's a fly ball out to right field, snagged, and the throw home is going to be cut off by Nolan Smith. Sacrifice fly is good, and it is now tied at 1 apiece.
And Fogg is now at third base, threatening to score and have his team take an early lead with 2 outs now. And we have Jack Turner, the left fielder, stepping up to the plate, number 14. Turner struck out all 3 times he was at the plate last game.
See if we can get him to continue that. Now the question is, if he strikes out, does that still count as the sombrero?
Possibly so. I don't know. 2 separate games, maybe not. Even though it's on the same day.
Yeah. Well, first pitch swung and a missed, 0-1, so he's already starting off the way Jamestown would like him to see it. As Geneva's bullpen stirring for a second. No activity, though. Someone stood up and maybe sat down as the next pitch, I don't know where that missed. And about 500, 600 umpires down behind home plate also wondering the same thing. 1-1. There was a lot of, let's call it, chat activity, as that one's fouled off of the plate. 1-2 in the Niagara Falls game yesterday on their YouTube channel, where apparently the Niagara Falls fan base felt the umpiring crew was not up to standards. A lot of complaining yesterday.
They made their feelings known.
Oh, very much so.
You'll have that.
And the 1-2 swung and a missed, and the inning is over. But a run does score on 2 hits. We go to the top of the third. It's 1-1.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, Geneva, 3 innings, 3 pitchers. New pitcher on the mound is the same one who ended the first ball game. It's Ian Bebe back on the mound. He will get the 3rd inning, possibly more, and we will find out how far he goes as he has to face Branston Lindquist, and then back to the top of the order, Nolan Smith and Jacob Haynes. 1-1 here in the top of the 3rd inning, game 2 of our doubleheader.
So Cole Littman saw really limited work out there. And probably because he is just a reliever, they didn't want to exceed his pitch count, is my speculation. Don't know too much, but obviously he wasn't the starter. The starter of the game, if you're just joining us, was Cannon Van Duzer, who pitched 1 inning, faced 5 batters, gave up 2 hits and 1 run. But he pulled himself, or he was pulled from the game to start the 2nd inning after what appeared to be some forearm issues.
Yeah, so, I mean, I actually like this kind of strategy, using Littman as a bridge between an injured starter and a long reliever out of the bullpen. And with Bebe already pitching 1 inning, so he's already warmed up and can go a while here. He will face Branston Lindquist to lead off the top of the 3rd inning. Lindquist hitting .333 on the season in somewhat limited action. He is filling in on the depth chart. Well, 4 for 12 on the season, a double and a triple. He does have a couple of RBIs and a 2-0 count. You know, this is a extremely talented catching core.
Sure is.
And that pitch well inside 3-0. There might be some people out there, you know, saying, well, why would you want to sign with a team and, you know, not get many starts and everything? And the simple fact is, so when you have guys with a bit more experience at that level, like Jacob Haynes, and Nathan Borchardt, as that one's taken for a strike, 3-1, that is a great opportunity to learn from guys who have already done it at this level.
Indeed, especially with Lindquist just coming out of high school and entering his first year of college next fall.
There's a fly ball into center field, and it's going to fall for a base hit right in front of Briggs. Leadoff single for the hometown kid, and that's going to take us back to the top of the order. And Nolan Smith.
Smith flew out to left field to start the ball game.
Which is a change from the 4 times he hit to center field, 3 flyouts and a base hit in game 1. So I guess he changed direction. And remember, I think he got his base hit off of Babe. First pitch taken out for a ball, 1-0. Haynes on deck. Smith stands in, and the pitch. Swinging, there's a ground ball towards second. That could be 2. The flip to second for 1, on to first. Too late, not in time. So Lindquist wiped out 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And with 1 out, that's going to bring up Jacob Haynes.
Yeah, Haynes got a base hit and scored the Skunks' run back in the first inning.
So Haynes now standing in, 367 coming into this ball game. Still leading all Tarp Skunks hitters. 4 home runs on the season, although Eric Weeks just 1 behind him now. Breaking ball missing outside for a ball, 1-0. Ben Slanker on deck. And I was talking the other night about Ben Slanker and the parallels to him and a late season acquisition last season for the Tarp Skunks, Zachary Corus. And curious to see, do you see the same parallels as I do?
Well, I didn't really see Chorus last year, so I wouldn't be able to expound upon that, Dre.
All right, well, fair enough. Jacob Haynes stands in, 2-0, and the pitch. Swing, and there's a loud line drive, leaping snag by Foggett short to rob Jacob Haynes of a base hit. And just barely able to scamper back is Nolan Smith to first base. That was an incredible defensive play. Second one from Chase Fogg today.
Yeah, really nice play by Chase Fogg. His teammates give him a lot of credit. All smiles out there. Good reflexes. I thought for sure that was a base hit into left field. But Fogg had other ideas and got some airtime and was able to pull that down and almost turn 2. Because I don't think Smith saw that either.
As a very uncontested steal, Nolan Smith makes it to second base on the first pitch strike to Slinker, 0-1 the count. Well, the parallel that I was making with Zachary Corus last year is Corus came in and hit at a 625 clip, was just raking the ball, playing, plugging a defensive hole when they needed it. And there's a base hit into right field, turning the corner and heading to the plate as Smith. Throw is going to be cut off, and Ben Slanker with an RBI single gives the Tarp Skunks a 2-1 lead.
Boy, great job with Smith for stealing that base at second just moments ago. It really gave them an opportunity to take that lead, and good job by Slinker to get a base hit. Nothing too fancy, but right into shallow right field and enough time to get Smith across the plate.
2 for 2 in the ball game so far today. He went 1 for 2 with a walk in game number 1. He has been, that diamond in the rough, that last-minute piece that brings everything together. As Nathan Borchardt takes a strike, 0-1. Borchardt with a sacrifice fly back in the first inning to drive home Jacob Haynes. So no back in the first inning to drive home Jacob Haynes. So no official at-bats. Does have an RBI, 2 down, runner at first, and the pitch. There's a weak ground ball to second. Picked up by Burcroft, throw on to first. And the side's retired, but the Tarp Skunks take the lead on an RBI single by Ben Slanker. We go to the bottom of the third inning, 2-1 Jamestown.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome back to Detrick Park. Fans, graduations, weddings, and bridal showers, the DoubleTree by Hilton in downtown Jamestown is your destination for all events. Let their experienced event team help you put together your special event and take the worry and stress off your shoulders. Now offering specials for company events and parties, so stop in or call today.
Nick Iannello, 28 pitches through 2 innings. So he is averaging 14 pitches per inning, which would take him through 6 easily. As Trent Littman leads off for the Red Wings and back to the top of the order with Banks and Sardu. 2-1, Tarp Skunks with the lead as there's a foul back. 0-1 the count. Ben Slanker with the RBI single back in the second inning.
Littman, the catcher for today's game, he did not play in game number 1, so this is his first plate appearance.
There's a base hit in the center field. No doubt about that one as Slanker gets it in.
Fourth hit given up by Iannello.
Yeah, the unusual leadoff single. Second time today the leadoff hitter has gotten on against the Tarp Skunks all-star pitcher. And now, with 1 on, nobody out, Banks up to the dish. Swing and a miss to the first pitch he sees. And it's 0-1.
Banks struck out his first plate appearance here in the bottom of the first inning. And I did say bottom of the first inning. The Geneva Red Wings for this game are the home team, even though they're on the road.
This is like calling a baseball game in the Twilight Zone. Very weird to have the visiting team in the home field advantage. The 0-2. Ground ball to second. This could be 2. To second for 1. Marshall's relay in time. 2. A double play. Second double play turned by the Brady Bunch in this game. And with 2 outs, that's going to bring up Michael Sardu with nobody on.
Great job by that infield there to turn 2, and now Sardu stepping up to the plate. He reached base on an error. They credited the error to the third baseman for Jamestown, Herman. and he was stranded at second base back in the first inning.
That was fouled off into the owner's box. Look out.
Well, I hope our friends from Emke Manufacturing aren't still up there.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jamestown.
Insert coin.
It's a strong Jamestown-Philadelphia connection because the Emke Manufacturing Company is in Philadelphia, and Howard Emke, of course, from Chautauqua County, but the Tarp Skunks name is derived from what Howard Emke did, developing the infield tarp and making it a commonplace aspect of baseball, especially on rain days. But also, Sirianni, the head coach for the Eagles, is from Jamestown.
Swing and a miss, and a strikeout to end the third inning. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Jamestown holding on to a 2-1 lead.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Hey, Skunks fans, celebrate that win or eat your feelings with Honest John's. Crispy wings, melty pizza, and online ordering that's fast and easy. Visit honestjohns.pizza tonight.
Pizza sounds pretty good. Could use a couple of slices as we go to the top of the fourth inning for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. McGuire, Marshall, and Eric Weeks due up as Babe still on the mound. He will continue on here. Did get confirmation. I want to thank those out in Geneva who did give us confirmation that Trent and Cole Littman are brothers. This is the first pitch taken for a ball, 1-0. I thought so, but didn't want to assume. Babe looks in, and the pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. That might have been a bit of a gift, as the call was a bit delayed, but nonetheless, 1-1.
McGuire, meanwhile, grounded out to end the first inning. His previous at-bat.
As he spits on a breaking ball out of the zone, 2-1. Marshall on deck. And the pitch. That one taken for a strike, 2-2. We're in the top of the fourth inning of game 2 of our doubleheader here in Jamestown. Skunks playing the role of the visiting club today, as the game they're making up was a rainout in Geneva. And the pitch. There's a curveball that just missed somewhere, 3-2. Tarp Skunks 2-0 against the Geneva Red Wings in games that have been played so far this season. This is game number 3. They did lose one due to a rainout as a ground ball too short, high hop, pick up and throw on to first, not in time. They're going to say that the ball pulled Sardou off the bag. Doesn't matter, because McGuire was about 2 feet past the bag by the time the ball got in.
Yeah, I totally agree. Base hit there.
Yeah.
The 5th hit of the game for the Tarp Skunks, and trying to add to their 1-run lead here. Ever so slim.
As Brady Marshall stands in, walked back in the second inning. and then was thrown out at second on a very unusual play. As McGuire takes his lead off first, there's a long fly ball left field deep, going back on it, and it's off the wall. Coming into third is McGuire, into second is Brady Marshall, and he missed a home run by about 3 feet as that one hit 3/4 off the Merrill Lynch sign in left field. The first extra base hit of this ball game adds $10 more into the Boys and Girls Club of Jamestown's piggy bank, now up to $430. Oops. Close that out. Did not want to do that. And with nobody out and 2 on, that's going to bring up Eric Weeks, left fielder today. Homered back in game 1, and that ball is flying to left. First pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Back-to-back hits for the Tarp Skunks to lead off the 4th inning. Infield playing in. That pitch off the plate, 2-0. One of the things that I give a lot of credit to the Red Wings players is, with as rough of a season as they've had. And the pitch swinging, there's a long fly ball out to left field, going back on it, and making the catch is Turner. Tagging and coming in to score is McGuire. Marshall over to third, and on the sacrifice fly, an RBI, and it's 3-1.
Nice job by Weeks and Marshall to drive it deep into left field. And not sure if it's an indication that Ian Babé is kind of somebody that they've sized up now and is able to read and know what he's going to be doing or not. But basically, 3 nice hits that we've seen, 2 of which got runners on board. The other one drove a run in.
Infield still in as Blake Herman comes up. First pitch taken for a strike. 0-1. Babé does not have the kind of velocity that the Tarp Skunks are used to seeing out of starting or even some of the bullpen benners that have come out of the pen. He's throwing a lot of slower stuff, a lot of junk balls. So there's a high fly ball left field and deep. Going back on it is Turner on the warning track in front of the Lakeshore sign. Makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is Marshall. Back-to-back sacrifice flies, and it is now 4-1.
Yeah, Herman did a good job giving that one a ride all the way to the warning track before Turner was able to pull it down. But it did drive in a run, so a little bit more breathing room now for the Skunks as they now have 2 outs, and Nick Frizzell, the right fielder, steps up to the plate. He struck out back in the 2nd inning to end the 2nd inning.
Frizzell stands in, and there's the first fastball I think we've seen in probably an inning and a third. Is that one missing for a ball, 1-0.
About an hour into this game now, and it's moving at a relatively fast clip.
I'd like to see that. It's a curveball way outside, 2-0. Branson Lindquist on deck. He would hit next. 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Tarp Skunks with a 4-1 lead over the Red Wings. Same score they beat him in game number 1. And the pitch up high, 3-0. This is a quality at bat for Frizzell. Working that count full, or working that count to a 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch, swinging. There's a high fly ball, left field and deep. That one is way back, and that one is off the blue wall in left field. Frizzell with a 2-out double, and that could and should possibly have been a home run if that wall wasn't there. That was a loud, long drive for Nico Frizzell. Much needed base hit for the young man. And $10 more into the piggy bank, up to $440 on the season.
And Branson Lindquist, the catcher, now stepping up here. But every batter that Ian Bebe has faced this inning anyway is giving the ball a ride, either a base hit or a sacrifice fly to drive in runs. That double there by Nico Frizzell. And again, these hitters for Jamestown are taking full advantage of these pitches here.
There's a ground ball to third. Glove and throw on to first, and the side's retired, but 2 runs come across on 3 hits, 1 runner left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Jamestown 4, Geneva 1.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Hey fans, it's a new day at Pearl City Hops, located in the DoubleTree by Hilton at 150 West 4th Street in downtown Jamestown. Go try their new food and drink menu offerings. Nothing pairs better than steak and frites with a smoked cinnamon cocktail. Come check out their Music Monday series on the 4th Street patio or Karaoke Thursdays. Pearl City Hops, where good times are always on tap.
Bottom of the 4th inning, it's going to be Freeman. Let me just check my order to make sure I'm giving you the right one. Freeman, Santana, Briggs, 3, 4, 5, as Nick Iannello now with some insurance. Not sure that he necessarily needs it, as he is rolling right along against the Geneva Red Wings. 36 pitches through 3 innings. He is well under the 45-pitch target for pitchers. We could see Iannello go complete here.
Freeman got the base hit in the 2nd inning, or rather the 1st inning.
And that first pitch missing somewhere for a ball. Assuming a little low. And it's 1-0. And tried to check his swing, could not, and that is a full swing, 1-1.
Yeah, great off-speed pitch there by Iannello.
Yep. Freeman with that base hit wiped out on the double play by Santana, the very next batter. One of 2 double plays turned by the Tarp Skunks today, as that one swung on a missed. 1-2 the count. Well, I should say 1 of 2 double plays turned by the Tarp Skunks in this game. I do believe.
Yeah, there was one in game 1 as well.
Yeah, they turned 1 back in the 3rd inning. There's a weak foul off to the first base side. Lindquist let it stop for dramatic effect. And still 1-2. There was a stretch early on where the Tarp Skunks were having issues with errors, where it would not be uncommon to see 3 to 5 errors a ball game. So there's a base hit through the hole on the right side and a leadoff single for Freeman.
His 2nd single of the day, so he's 2 for 2 now. And Aiken Santana, the 3rd baseman, coming up to the plate. But if you remember in the 1st inning, the last time Santana came to the plate, he hit into one of those double plays that Dre was just talking about. ending the first inning.
I think I've got my work cut out for me tonight on the Instagram uploads. I've got 3 double plays. There's a bunt toward third, gloved by Herman, throw on to first. Nice sacrifice and nice play defensively. 1 away here.
Freeman is now in scoring position, and yeah, great job by Santana there with that bunt, but a really good, cleanly fielded play by the third baseman, Herman, for the Skunks to get over the Smith on time. Read that play well and played it perfectly to get the runner at first.
As Dylan Briggs stands in. 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning. Geneva trailing by 3, and the first pitch from Iannello followed straight back 0-1. I always hate that. I was making a point, and now I forgot where I was going.
Your Instagram
yeah.
highlights that you like to share on your Instagram.
It's not like I'm trying to get people to follow me. I just want people to watch the team.
Well,
so
you do a good job with making the calls, but also sharing the highlights. So
I do what I can. But I got a bunch tonight, as that one swung on a miss, 0-2. We got 3 double plays. We've got Christian Pensick's outstanding outing, which I'm going to have to make as a montage. And then we've got Eric Weeks with that bombing home run. Slanker with a base hit montage today. We got a bunch of reels coming out tonight or tomorrow, depending on how lazy I am when I get home. Ooh, that one came up and in and almost got Briggs. 1-2 the count now.
we'll see if that backs him off the plate a little bit. 1-2 count. Turned out to be a beautiful night for a ball game in spite of a over half-an-hour rain delay.
Torrential downpour is an understatement, as that one's fouled back. And out of play onto Faulkner Street, one hopping across the street.
Looking at the radar, there was a threat that we could see another series of at least precipitation passing through the area, but nothing showing here after that downpour passed through.
Yeah, you can't buy publicity like that on Howard Emke Day. There's a ground ball to short, gloved by Marshall, throw on to first. As McGuire dove for it, took himself out of position, and Freeman able to advance to third, but 6-3 on that put out. And there are two away for Casey Burcroft.
Yeah, Freeman actually ran into Herman there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that
and
was
they're
Herman.
kind of having a little bit of fun with each other now, so it's all good. But, yeah, a little bit of running into each other on the base path there. You'll have that. But 2 outs away.
Yeah, incidental contact, no fielder's interference whatsoever, as the first pitch to Burcroft is fouled back. 0-1 the count.
Burcroft had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning to advance a runner. That eventually scored.
Not looking to bunt here with 2 down.
No.
And the pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2 the count. Now the question with Iannello is when he goes 0-2, he does like to go out of the zone to try to get the hitter to chase. I think at this point, go right back in the zone. And the pitch. And did just that, fouled it off. Out of play and will remain 0-2 the count.
Time called on the field here. Maybe just to give the umpire behind the plate a few more balls.
It looks like he might be running out there, Lerner. It looks like we're in a weather delay in Newark for Game 2, so I mean, best case scenario for the Skunks would be for that game to get rained out, as there's a ground ball fair picked up by Smith, Iannello covering, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Jamestown with a 4-1 lead.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball comes back to Detrick Park Thursday, July 17th as the Niagara Falls Americans come into town. It is Live CHQ Touch the Truck Night, healthcare and first responder professionals night here at the ballpark. Free tickets, come on down. Support the first responders, support your medical professionals, and support your Jamestown Tarp Skunks. And then back here on the 19th, next Saturday, as the Niagara Ironbacks come into town, it is Strikeout Cancer Night. Tickets available at the ballpark, but you can still bid on future game-worn jerseys. So go to JamestownTarpSkunks.com for information. As Nolan Smith standing in here in the top of the fifth inning, it'll be Smith, Haynes, and Slanker. And Smith took a questionable first called strike.
Smith is 0-2, but he did reach base on a fielder's choice and eventually scored a run in the third inning after stealing a base.
And it's 1-1. Scoreboard shows 2-0. But umpires say 1-1, and we will trust them. As that one's a breaking ball right over the plate. 1-2. Bebe, his pitches are coming in awfully slow, but with a lot of movement. We saw 6 consecutive pitches last inning all go toward the left side of the field. As, wait a minute. Thought it was ball 4. And apparently it is.
I think it scuffed him is what it was. No, the count was 1-2, but I think it hit the inside of his wrist, just grazed him. Barely grazed him, slightly. It's a very small tick's hair.
Are you talking as razor thin as the way Paulie would slice the garlic in prison in Goodfellas?
Yes.
Okay, because that's thin.
If it was any thinner, it'd only have one side.
I like that. I haven't heard that one before. We might have a pinch hitter here. Yes. Joaquin Rodriguez-Costa pinch hitting for Jacob Haynes. And the first pitch to him off the glove for a ball. 1-0. Ball got away from Littman, but not far enough for Smith to be able to go anywhere. So changing the designated hitter, getting JRC an opportunity at the plate. There's a ground ball. Oh, nice stop at first. Throw to second for 1. No relay back. As Sardo with a great play to at least try to start to turn the double play. Wiping out Smith 3-6 on the fielder's choice. And with 1 away, that's going to bring up Ben Slanker.
Slanker is just 2 for 2 for today. Base hit in the first and a base hit in the third. He's a late arrival to the team. I think he arrived near the tail end of June, right around the 4th of July. I can't remember specifically when, but it was right near the end of June.
I want to say early last week. There's a fair ball down the right field line. That's heading to the corner. Everyone's going to run a while. Slanker's going to hold at second. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not in time. as Joaquin Rodriguez-Costa scores a one-out RBI double for Ben Slanker. And if there's anything this kid can't do, it's 5-1.
Yeah, nice midseason acquisition for the Skunks, and he's paying off in spades. Just phenomenal day today. 3 for 3, 2 singles, and now a RBI double to help give Jamestown a little bit more breathing room. 5-1 the score now.
And Bebe is going to be in there for a while, as the only activity out in the bullpen for Geneva is a hacky sack game that's broken out.
Hey, guess there's a music festival happening.
There's a line drive base hit into right field for Nate Borchardt. He's going to roll into second to throw, not in time, as Slanker comes in to score.
Back-to-back doubles.
Back-to-back doubles. That puts $20 more into the Boys and Girls Fund of Jamestown. And we talked about, hey, we might hit $500 today. That's 6 extra base hits, $60 in the kitty today. You gotta love that.
Skunks are definitely on a roll now. 6-1 the score. Just one out here in the top of the 5th inning. Jamestown is the visiting team in this game.
Yeah, but as Brady McGuire stands in, 1 for 2, Singleton scored his last time up. First pitch is a breaking ball missing outside for a ball, 1-0.
That might be Jashawn Brown, who is warming up in the Jamestown bullpen. I say might be because I didn't get a clear look at the number, but it looked like 15. There is some action in the Skunks bullpen as we get back here. Our producer is telling us, Danny is telling us that it might be number 7, actually. I don't know how I got a 15 out of number 7, but there's a lot of things I don't know.
It's that new math. That's a strike over the heart of the plate, 1-2 the count. Number 7 would be Jack Brackton out of Cherry Tree, Pennsylvania.
Plays at Seton Hill.
Part of the Seton Hill trio that came over. Brady McGuire, Jacob Haynes, and Jack Bracken.
Seton Hill gang. Maybe they can do a Rapper's Delight for us one of these nights.
I would pay money for that. I've got $12 and a couple of dollars in Canadian money if they would take that. Is that one down and away in the dirt, 3-2. McGuire goes full. Still only one out here, 2 runs across in the top of the 5th inning. Game 2 of a doubleheader between Jamestown and Geneva. Tarp Skunks playing the visiting team for Game 2 as a makeup of a game they got washed out on in Geneva. That's a curveball that floats way outside the zone, and a walk puts 2 on with 1 out. Mercy rule here in the PGCBL, 10 runs after 5 in a 7-inning ball game. And the Skunks, well, they're at 5-run lead.
Yeah, Ian Bebe just hasn't really had it these past couple of innings. This inning, for example, in this frame, hit by a pitch, the leadoff hitter. They did get it out on a fielder's choice, but then 2 consecutive doubles, which scored 2 consecutive runs, and now we just saw a walk here. And then in the previous inning, he also gave up a hit and a double on the first 2 batters he faced. We saw 2 sacrifice flies drive in those 2 runs. Then we saw another double, and then finally a ground out. So we'll see what Bebe has left in the tank here, but he's really struggling a bit to try to get these outs and get his team off the field and try to cut into these Tarp Skunk lead, which is now a 5-run.
And I gotta say, that's the kind of ball player that I like. That's the kind of ball player that I want on my team. Someone that he's in an impossible situation here. You know, he's not going to get any much bullpen help until it gets late in the game. He's on the hook and struggling a bit, but he's out there gaming as finally we get some action in the Geneva bullpen. First pitch to Brady Marshall is taken for a strike.
Looks like a sidearm pitcher, number 12 possibly for Geneva. We'll get a check on that as we continue to look at the action here with runners at first and second and one out.
If that is number 12, it would be Anthony Barton as a curveball finds the zone. And quickly 0-2 to Marshall. Marshall walked back in the second. He is one of many Tarp Skunks to hit a double today. Scored back in the fourth. And it is number 12 out in the bullpen. So Anthony Barton warming up for the Geneva Red Wings. And their bullpen did not like that call. One and two the count. One away here, top of the fifth inning. 2 runs already across. As that one in the dirt, runners are going to try to advance the throw to third. And Borchardt just makes it to third ahead of the throw. Advancing to second is McGuire.
Nice double steal there on the somewhat of a dropped pitch there from Littman, the catcher. Bought the Skunks enough time to both advance.
Heads up base running. You can't be lackadaisical behind the plate. Is that one way outside? 3-2. And that's one thing the Skunks have gotten better and better at, is taking advantage in situations that should not happen. Now 3-2, 1 out, and the pitch. Curveball, stay alive hack, fouls it back. And we'll do 3-2 all over again. No knock on Babé. Please don't take this as any sort of a knock, but the way he's delivering the pitches right now is like a kid playing neighborhood baseball that has been throwing since 10 in the morning. His arm looks like jelly. There's a fly ball out to right. That's going to fall for a base hit. Coming in to score is Borchardt. Advancing to third is McGuire. An RBI single for Brady Marshall, and it is now 7-1.
Yeah, 3 runs scored so far here and just 1 out. A chance to pile it on a little bit more with a runner at third base and a runner at first.
Still only 1 out, and Eric Weeks second in the team in home runs with 3.
He's 1 for 1 of the day. He got a base hit in the second, also a sacrifice fly that drove in a run in the fourth, so that doesn't count as an at-bat.
The first pitch is a curveball that spins him back, 1-0. How great would it be for Weeks to have home runs in back-to-back games? You know he's thinking about it. This is the time to think about it. 2 on, 1 out. That one in the dirt, 2-0. Tarp Skunks 4 runs away from getting to the mercy limit. First and third, 1 out. And that one up high, 3-0. And I would have to think that this is going to be Babé's last batter, as Barton out in the bullpen seems to be warmed and ready. The 3-0. There's a high fly ball left field and deep. Going back on it is Turner at the wall, makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is McGuire, and Eric Weeks came about 5 feet away from getting that back-to-back home run.
Yeah, I was just going to say, had he moved that fence in about 5 feet shorter, it would have been a home run. All the same, he did drive in a run. It makes it 8-1 now, and that should do it for Ian Babé as the team comes out to the field again, and Babé hands the ball over to his coach. And we're ready to see a new hurler come onto the mound, a sidearm, almost a submarine-style pitcher.
We're going to take the Schultz Auto call to the bullpen as Anthony Barton comes in for the Geneva Red Wings. We'll step away and take a break. 8-1 Jamestown.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Well, welcome back. We still have the warm-up going on here. Drake Guinness and Jason Sample bringing you the action today in this doubleheader. We're in inning number 5 of the 2-game doubleheader, 7 innings apiece, and Jamestown in full control, 8-1, as the 4th pitcher of the game for Geneva is now on the mound warming up.
Yeah, it's Anthony Barton warming up for the Red Wings. 6.23 ERA in 9 appearances. Has an 0-1 record, 13 innings, 13 hits, 9 runs, all earned, 10 walks, 7 strikeouts. Hitters are hitting .277 against him. And he will replace Ian Babay, who I think did a fantastic job, considering he also had to pitch the 7th inning in Game 1. 2 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned. 1 walk, no strikeouts, 56 pitches on top of the 20 that he threw in game number 1. So his day not quite over. Still responsible for Brady Marshall at first base. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning as Blake Herman stands in.
Anthony Barton, small in stature, 150 pounds and 5'10".
Sidearm gunslinger hits the zone with the first pitch he throws. 0-1.
By comparison, the starting pitcher today, Cannon Von Duzer, is 6'2", 318 pounds.
Wow. That one hacked on and missed. 0-2. Following the David Wells model. Wells, CC Sabathia, Bartolo Colon.
Oh, yeah, Colon.
You know, just because you're a big guy does not mean you don't have a future in this game. This coming from a fellow big guy himself, so I'm right there with him. As there's a fly ball out to right field, Freeman going back on it, still going back, and he reaches up and makes the catch. Side retired, but 4 runs come across on 4 hits. 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 8-1 Jamestown.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or saddling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Hey fans, CCS-TV is your home trusted voices, community highlights, and live sports coverage. Watch us on Roku, YouTube, your mobile device, or at CCS-TV.com. And don't miss out on exclusive content. Follow at CCS Television on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. CCS is the exclusive home of Tarp Skunk baseball in 2025.
New pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunk is Jack Bracken. Nick Iannello goes 4 innings. Gives up 5 hits, 1 run earned, no walks, 3 strikeouts on 51 pitches. So a great outing. He is in line for a win, as only need to go 4 in a 7-inning games to qualify. Bracken comes in. This is only his 3rd official appearance on the season. 1 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 3 hits, 7 runs, 4 of those earned. Walked 3, struck out 3. Comes in with a 27 ERA. But those numbers are very deceptive. As he did pitch, he started in both of the exhibition games for the Tarp Skunks earlier this season and did extremely well. Might be one of those pitchers that Frank Jagoda's saving for this stretch of the season.
Resting him up, sleeping on him a little bit. And
absolutely.
Giving him time just to keep his arm nice and fresh for the late season surge.
Yep, let him work in the bullpen, get his work. As it's going to be Fogg, Ratterman, and Turner due up for Geneva. And Bracken's first pitch is a fastball that is way off the plate, 1-0.
Fogg got a base hit back in the 2nd inning and a stolen base in there as well, but was left stranded at 3rd base.
Game 2 between Batavia and Newark has not kicked off yet, as there's a line drive base hit and a leadoff single for Chase Fogg. And quickly, there's a runner aboard with nobody out.
Well, Brock Rudderman steps up to the plate, extra hitter. He got a sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning. Drove in a run, the only run for Geneva so far in this game.
Ratterman standing in. Bracken, first pitch, fastball outside for a ball, 1-0.
Bracken's definitely built like a pitcher, but a little bit of control situation he's trying to work out here in these first couple of batters he's faced.
Getting used to the home field mound. That pitching mound does take a little getting used to. That one's a fastball at the knees for a strike, 1-1. We've seen some pitchers for both sides, for Jamestown and for other teams coming in, that have had some problems with where your landing foot lands. Divot might be a little bit too deep, as that one's taken for a strike. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, that was the same exact pitch we saw before. 2 in a row, fastballs right down the middle. A little low, but in the strike zone.
Yep. So game 2 between Batavia and Newark not yet underway. It looks like it could be a rain delay, and if that game gets washed out, that's best case scenario for the Skunks, because Batavia will end the day at 22 wins. The Skunks will be at 21, and it's going to be a dogfight all the way from here to the rest of the season.
And don't count Elmira out either.
Absolutely not. Don't count Auburn out, Elmira out. The top 5 in this division all have a realistic shot. Newark is on the outside looking in at 6, but they're not necessarily too far out of a 4 spot for the playoffs. Although at 7.5 back, 14-16, their window is rapidly closing. 2-2. Popped a foul right over our head and onto the concourse, as there was no resounding thump. I think it's safe to say Niagara has been eliminated from playoff contention. Geneva at this point would be eliminated from playoff contention. Newark would be next. And it really depends on what the Double Days do. Double Days and Elmira. Newark is going to have a long road if they want to try to get into the playoffs, as that one swung on a miss Strike three for the first out of the fifth inning.
Jack Turner stepping up here. It looks like we got a pinch hitter, actually. Number 5 is now at the plate. I don't think that's Turner. And looking at my roster, that is Tim Bowerman, right-handed hitter from Marywood University. His hometown is Spencerport, New York.
So he will replace Turner. Bowerman.
This is his first look today. He did not appear in game number 1.
So Bowerman is played by, or our PA announcer Jeremy Becker announces him. That's how I'll call him, Bowerman. And the first pitch, outside corner for a strike, 0-1. For Bowerman, coming in hitting .056 on the season. Might be another one of those that not quite getting a lot of opportunities. 1 for 18 on the season.
They called that a strike, too. That was inside, but it still grazed the inside edge of the plate for a strike. So 0-2 now. Bracken quickly up on the count against the batter, Bowerman.
Well, it's at this point of the ballgame you're going to see the strike zone start to expand a bit. That's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bracken. And quickly, there are 2 down here for the 10th place hitter, the catcher, Trent Littman.
Littman got a base hit back in the 3rd inning off of Iannello. One of the 5 hits given up by Iannello in this ball game.
As the first pitch is a chopper toward short, cut off by Herman at third, throwing to first. And the inning is over. 1 hit, 1 left, nothing else doing for the Red Wings. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It's 8-1 Jamestown.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome back to Detrick Park. Tonight's coverage comes to you live from the Wegmans broadcast booth, where fresh calls meet fresh ingredients. Whether you're in the mood for a hot meal, a fresh salad, or a quick snack for the game, Wegmans has you covered, helping you live better, eat better, and cheer harder. That's the Wegmans way.
That's the Wegmans way. Well, the Tarp Skunks way is leading 8-1 going into the top of the 6th inning. It will be Frizzell Lindquist, and then back to the top of the order, Nolan Smith, due up here for the Tarp Skunks, as back on the mound for another inning of work, well, his first full inning of work, Anthony Barton faced 1 batter to get out of the top of the 5th inning, where the Skunks put up 4 runs. Nico Frizzell, 1 for 2 on the day, had a loud double that just missed being a home run back in the 4th inning. Stands in, and the first pitch is taken for a strike, 0-1. That's the kind of hit that this late in the season will give a young man some confidence. As the 1-0 way off the plate, but that one's called a strike, 0-2. And remember what I said about this being the time of the ball game where the strike zones expand. You just saw that right there. 0-2 grounded to short, picked up by Fogg. Throw on to first in time, and there's one away. And with one out, that'll bring up Branston Lindquist. 1 for 2 on the day. He singled back in the third. And grounded out to third back in the fourth. Now up here in the sixth inning. And the first pitch from the sidearmer, taken for a strike, 0-1. That sidearm delivery, very deceptive, and I think that might have something to do with how I'm seeing the ball coming across the plate. That one's cut on and missed, 0-2. Nolan Smith on deck, back to the top of the order. A rarity here in doubleheader games for the Tarp Skunks. They will actually hit in the seventh. They've only done that one time in doubleheaders here at Detrick Park this year, and that was against the Newark Pilots. So that one's fouled off. 0-2.
That was a game that they could have won, and some say they should have won to keep their win streak going. That was last Sunday, game 2 of the doubleheader. But they just fell a little short with a questionable call. We'll just leave it at that.
And the 0-2 pitch, Lindquist watched it off the zone. That was 1-2. 8 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Tarp Skunks. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for the Red Wings as that one's grounded to second, bobbled by Burcroft. Throw on to first, though, after the recovery in time. And there's 2 away.
That sends us back to the top of the order where Nolan Smith is approaching the plate. He flew out in the first inning, and fielder's choice in the third, scored a run, hit by a pitch in the fifth. So he is 0 for 2.
Yeah, and it's just speculation on my part, but it looks like they did scrub the second game of the doubleheader in Newark. It's now 9 o'clock on the Eastern time zone, and that game has not officially gotten underway. So best case scenario for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is falling into place. Batavia winning 1 when they could have won 2. And that just inches the Skunks closer to a share of the lead as that one's fouled down the left field line. 2-1. Jamestown against Batavia, 2-4. Everybody else, with the exception of Niagara Falls, the Tarp Skunks have a winning record against. Niagara Falls tied at 3-3. As that one's taken for a strike. 2-2. Smith didn't like it.
Nah, the fans didn't like it either. Thought it was a little outside.
2-2. 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning and the pitch. Called strike 3. And the side is retired. Smith didn't like it. The Tarp Skunks bench didn't like it, but the Red Wings happy to get off the field. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still 8-1.
I've definitely got more comfortable like being in front of the camera, and I got to like meet new people.
If you are into like cameras and news and stuff, I would come here. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You go to like one of those baseball games, usually you're just stuck in the stands. But with us, no. You can go on the roof or on the field.
If people want to learn more, you just have to go to CCS-TV.com. Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, you can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands, secure rebates and incentives, and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in-store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
Welcome back to Detrick Park. We got a new pitcher on the mound for the Skunks. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, if you're looking for local stories, student shows, and community sports, you can stream all of our original content anytime on Roku, YouTube, our free mobile apps for iOS and Android, or online at CCS-TV.com. Plus, we're on social media. Follow at CCS Television on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to stay connected with everything happening at CCS-TV.
New pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is a new pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Just acquired Matthew Fry out of Mount Orab, Ohio, 6'2", 265-pound sophomore, making his first appearance as a Jamestown Tarp Skunk. He will face the top of the order in Banks, Sardo, and Santana, 1, 2, 3. And coming in with a 7-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Tarp Skunks looking to sweep this doubleheader.
Banks 0 for 2 so far this game.
And a ground ball. Nice play at second. Pickup throw to first. Oh, Smith unable to lasso it as McGuire's throw just past the glove. And are they going to call that a hit? Yeah, they're going to call that a base hit.
Yeah, that was a tough effort.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That was a heck of a dive and an attempt by McGuire. And so now Michael Sardo stands in.
Good job by Branson Lindquist, by the way, backing up that play to prevent the runner from advancing to second. I just wanted to acknowledge that. Really heads up for him to get over there quickly and be a backstop behind first base in addition to behind the plate.
Absolutely. Catcher's primary responsibility on a ground ball in the infield. So that one's inside for a ball, 2-0. Freeman on deck. Again, this is our first look at Matthew Fry. Just trying to get an idea of what he throws out there. Fastball is definitely on that list. Swung on and missed. 2-1. Fry with a quick look at first. Appears he likes to work quickly as there's a high fly ball into center field going back on it and over the head of Slanker. Holding at third is Banks. Pulling into second is Sardo. And now second and third, nobody out for the Red Wings.
Back-to-back hits given up by Fry. Slanker out there in center field could have been playing a little bit deeper, although I'm not sure he would be able to track that down even if he was 5 steps deeper than where he was playing at. All the same, 2 on, no outs, and Braden Freeman steps up to the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
Actually, it's going to be a pinch hitter, Elijah Benton, standing in.
Interesting.
So Benton comes in the 6th inning. Yeah, I don't know. Freeman 2 for 2 on the day.
That's what I'm thinking. Got a hot hand. Don't get rid of it.
Here's a fly ball out to right field. Coming over is Frizzell. Makes the catch. Throw into home is cut off by Smith, as not going on the tag was Banks. Good job by Nico Frizzell out there on defense. Makes the catch, prevents a run from scoring.
Yeah, helps to have it hit fairly in shallow right field, but he definitely got it in a hurry, and the runner didn't really want to take a gamble and attempt to score. So we now have 1 out, and this is Aiken Santana.
Yep.
He had a sacrifice bunt in the fourth inning and hit into a double play back in the first.
As our home plate umpire gets resituated. See if Fry can work himself out of the jam. 1 out, runners at second and third. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a strike. 0-1 the count. Dylan Briggs on deck. It has been a long day here at the ballpark. As we were coming toward the end, there's a base hit into center field. 1 run will score. The throw cut off back to third. Oh, and they've got Sardo caught up in a rundown. He is tagged out as Banks comes in to score. It's 8-2. But
Nice
a
job
good,
by Smith.
Yeah, good job by Smith on the cutoff to get Sardo, who overran the bag. So that goes 8-3-5 on the putout. Just your everyday 8-3-5 putout. Nothing to see here. And 2 away now. As the first pitch gets past Lindquist, advancing over to second will be Santana. As Dylan Briggs stands in.
Yeah, Dylan Briggs got a base hit in the second inning and grounded out in the fourth, so he's 1 for 2 in this game. 2 outs now for Fry, who's given up 3 hits against 4 batters.
Ooh, that one coming inside and spinning Briggs back 1-1, or make that 2-0.
And we do have someone warming up in the Skunks bullpen. Don't see the number just yet.
That one catches the outside corner. It's 2-1. Let's see if our camera crew can get a shot over in the bullpen, see if we can get a number. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. You hear the fans yelling, swing harder, as it's Brendan Klein, the Ivy Leaguer on the Tarp Skunks, warming up in the bullpen. Plays for Brown University. And the pitch. Fouled back. Remains 2-2.
Brown University, I've been there a couple times. I had a friend who went to school out there many, many years ago. Really nice college town, Providence. Never would be accepted in Brown.
I'd be lucky to be accepted to JCC again, to be honest with you.
99% of the schools in America.
Swing and a miss. Briggs goes down on strikes, and the inning is over. But a run on 3 hits narrows the lead. Tarp Skunks going to the top of the 7th with an 8-2 lead.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Hey fans, the 7th inning summary presented by Schultz Auto Group, a proud sponsor of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Visit any of our locations in Jamestown or Warren, Pennsylvania, or online at schultzauto.com.
7th inning summary. Nick Iannello starts the game, goes 4 innings, gives up 1 run on 5 hits. Jack Bracken comes in, pitches a scoreless inning in relief. Matthew Fry, brand new Tarp Skunks, 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run. Tarp Skunks with an 8-2 lead. A lot of doubles for the Skunks. In the first pitch from Joaquin Rodriguez Costa, ground ball to short. Easy play, 1 away.
One pitch, 1 out. Now Ben Slinker steps up, and he's done nothing but gone 3 for 3 today.
Well, we're going to get a pinch hitter.
No Slinker.
For Slinker, it is Dom Costello.
The Dom makes a return.
The Godfather. This is when you call him the Godfather. Must have made Slinker an offer he couldn't refuse.
Leave the bat, take the cannoli.
Works for me. Well, I could use a cannoli or two. Nice cup of espresso. So Costello stands in, takes the first pitch he sees at the knees for a strike. And it's 0-1. Nathan Borchardt on deck. Scheduled to hit next. We'll see if he does or a pinch hitter comes in. It's a ground ball past the glove of Santana at third into left field. That is a base hit.
Nice job by Costello coming in to get a hit in relief of Ben Slinker and picking up where Slinker left off. Slinker was 3 for 3, and whoever bats in that slot will get a hit, as Costello just showed.
Yeah, the 3 slot, the lucky position today.
So Nathan Borchardt steps up. He hit a sacrifice fly and drove in a run in the first inning, grounded out in the third, and got a double and scored a run in the fifth.
2 RBIs on the day. Oh, and yeah, we do have another pinch hitter. It's Eddie Delansky.
Hey, Dan Maley, the Eagle Eye producer, correcting us there. Thanks, Dan.
As a ground ball to second, that could be 2. To second for 1, throw on to first, not in time. And I have to question that call at second. It looked like Costello might have gotten in there in time, but that's almost an automatic call at this point.
Right. So 2 outs now with Delansky at first.
And it's going to be Aiden Nolasco filling in for Brady McGuire. So he will take over second base as Costello will take over center field in the bottom of the inning. Nolasco started off the season rough. Didn't get a whole lot of opportunities, was sitting well under 0.90 for his batting average, but lately has really started to feel it here, pick it up, and has gotten his average up to 200 on the season. Is going to be a big part coming down the stretch. So he takes a pitch outside. Now 1-1. Is that one way outside for a ball? 2-1. Tarp Skunks don't necessarily need, but would like to answer the run scored in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch, well outside, 3-1. And that sky has turned ominous.
Yeah, some clouds creeping in here in the late stages of this game. The weather forecast looked like it was just cloudy skies at this point. There's a foul back off his foot and then into fair territory, so that's a foul. Yeah, while you were looking up the numbers, I believe it was on Friday, we had the weather update show up here. No, we were doing the 7th inning summary. The weather showed up here, and it said it would just be cloudy. 79 degrees, feels like 85 with the humidity.
Yeah, there is definitely some rain clouds coming in. There's a high fly ball fouled on the left field line, and if that was straightened, that would have been gone. Delansky took off at first, and Nolasco put a charge into one just a little early. So 3-2. Runner goes. Ground ball at first, and Nolasco put a charge into one just a little early.
And stuff, I would come here. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You go to like one of those baseball games. Usually you're just stuck in the stands. But with us, no. You can go on the roof or on the field.
If people want to learn more, you just have to go to CCS-TV.com.
Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, you can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands. Secure rebates and incentives and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in-store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
And welcome back to the bottom of at the plate again. The Red Wings are the home team tonight in this makeup game and this doubleheader, which is why the Skunks are on the field in the bottom of the 7th and the final inning.
And it's going to be Brendan Klein, the new Tarp Skunks pitcher.
We had some overcast skies, but it appears that no precipitation is in our vicinity, at least for the remainder of this evening, so that's good news. We should get this final half of an inning in the books here, and barring some kind of a miracle where Geneva scores 6 runs, this should just about do it. But the great thing about baseball is you never know what's going to happen.
So what you're saying is you're guaranteeing this inning will be rain-free or everybody's money back, right?
I make no guarantees.
I heard guarantee. I don't know.
Half-hearted promise.
Okay.
I'll
All
make a half-hearted promise.
Is that like the educated
It's
wish
like
in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Tell my wife I might promise you I'll bring some ice cream home from the store and forget all about it. And
I promise I will think about taking out the trash later.
yes.
That just reminds me, I forgot to take out the trash when I left the house. Yeah, I'm going to be in trouble when I get home. As Burcroft stands in, first pitch from Brendan Klein, taken for a strike.
Casey Burkhoff is 0 for 1. He ground out in the 4th and had a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd. I suppose that counts as an at-bat, so it's actually 0 for 2.
Yep. As that one taken for a strike now quickly finds himself behind 0-2. Chase Fogg on deck. As that one's fouled back into the screen. Klein coming with some heat and ferocity with that fastball. No screwing around. Comes straight at you. It's kind of mentality you like to see in a closer. Nick Iannello in line for the win. He would go to 6-0 as that one, which many times earlier before had been called a strike, this time called a ball. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Klein gets Burcroft down on strikes. 1 down, and that's going to bring up Chase Fogg.
Chase Fogg is 2 for 2 on the night. A single in the 2nd inning and a single back in the 6th inning.
You know, we were talking about Turner back in Game 1 going 0 for 3 on 3 strikeouts. So there's a chopper towards second, picked up by Nolasco, throwing a first in time, and there's 2 away. Well, we were talking, you know, does Turner's 4th strikeout, the first one in Game 2, count as the golden sombrero? Well, that 9th slot for the entire day for Geneva 0 for 5, 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, I see that Tim Bowerman came in and struck out back in the 5th inning. He would be on deck if Ratterman, the batter right now, gets on base.
And the first pitch is a foul off to the left, 0-1. If I'm feeling a little sadistic, I'm actually hoping Ratterman gets on just to see what Bowerman can do.
Just to see if that 9th spot is actually jinxed or not.
But I am not sadistic, so hopefully Klein can get Ratterman here to end the ball game. And the pitch called strike 2, 0-2 the count. Tarp Skunks looking to complete their 4th consecutive victory. Complete the sweep here. And to be 1 game behind the Batavia Muck Dogs as there's a weak ground ball to second. Alasko has it, throws on to first, and the ball game is over. The Tarp Skunks sweep the doubleheader from the Geneva Red Wings to increase their record to 21-11, now 10 games over 500 and only 1 game behind the Batavia Muck Dogs. The Tarp Skunks will be on the road Tuesday at Newark. Here on Thursday, it is buyout night, the final buyout night of the season, presented by Live CHQ. It is First Responders Medical Professional Night. Touch the truck. You are not going to want to miss that. For our production crew, our camera crew, and everyone involved with CCS and Jason Sample, my broadcast partner here tonight, I am Dre Guinness saying good night, everybody, from Detrick Park.